All right, now it's time to save the messages to Hive database so that we can see our history messages here. Okay, so first of all, let's give it one more try because I've downloaded some more images. So let's get like these two. Okay, I want to get two images, so let's remove. I want to get this one and this one. Okay, and then once we select, you just click select. Then so this is a scroll view. If there are more images here, we can scroll horizontally. Okay, so let's just ask it what's the difference between these two images. Okay, so let's send that. Let's just wait for the response. Right there we have a response. It says that the first image is of the field of daffodils, while the other one it's the bucket of roses. Okay, so we are getting the response. I just had to forward it. It was taking long. Okay, so now let's move on. It's time to save the messages to Hive database. Okay, so to do that, we need to come in the chat provider here, and then let's go where we said we must save. So inside here, after it has ran this, it has listened. Here we need to save the message to Hive database. Okay, let's create that method. Okay, void. It's going to be a future method. Let's not make it a void method. Okay, save messages to Hive db. Okay, so let's do future. It's going to be a future void. Save messages to db. So here, first of all, let's require a string, which is going to be a chat ID. And then let's require a message, which is going to be a user message. And then let's require another message, which is going to be assistant message. All right. Now we can bring all of these down here. That's all we need. And then we need to create that method. So this is going to be asynchronous. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to do is to open the box of this chat. Okay. So let's do open the messages box. So here we're going to, okay, yeah, just like this. Await hive.open box, and then the box we're going to open is chat messages dot this chat ID, because all these messages are going to be in this unique box. Okay, so we need to get this box. So let's do equals here, and then final messages box. Okay, great. So right after we open the boxes, the box, we need to add the user message and the model message. Okay, so here there are two methods here. We can either say wait message box dot, okay, we want to put it like this. Okay, dot put, we want to get the user message and then that ID, and then we put our message to map. Okay, so putting like this, we are specifying the ID. But if we call the method, like instead of this we call add, Hive is going to be adding the ID on its own. If we don't need to put the ID there, it's going to be added like this. But so it stores the values in key value pairs. So like this is going to be putting the IDs like 0, the next one is going to be 1, the next one is going to be 2, okay? Like this. These are going to be the messages ID. But in our case, we have already specified the messages ID here when we are putting, this is a model message ID, and then there's a user message ID on top, okay? So we are going to use those, but because later on we want to delete these messages because of the ID. So let's take it back. We want to save like this. We are putting the message under this user message ID, okay? So this is save the user message, okay? So after we save the user message, we are going to also save the assistant message. All right, now it's going to do the same. It's going to get that message box and then put on the assistant message ID, and then it's going to put the assistant message. Okay, after that is done, what we are going to do is we're going to open another box now of the chat history where we're going to put this. Okay, so now here we're going to get final. So maybe let me just put the comment here. Okay, so we're going to save chat history. Save chat history with the same chat ID. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're going to check if it does not exist. We are going to get okay, let me just say this once again. So what we're going to say, if it's already there, you want to update it, okay? If it's not there, we want to create a new, okay? So if it's not there, create the new one. That's what we want to do. So now here, okay, it's creating like that. It's opening because this box is already there. We can already get this box, okay? So we're going to get the chat history box, but we're not going to get it like this. We've already created the method to get these boxes, okay? Here we just need to call our boxes dot get chat history. So let's import our boxes and then get chat history box. That's how we are going to get that chat history box, okay? Now, after we got the chat history, let's create the model for this chat history, okay? So final chat history. This is going to equal to, yeah, that chat history model. So it's okay, it's imported. So what we want here, it's not this. We know what we have created here. Okay, it's just ChatGPT. I mean, Copilot is just, guessing there. All right, we have a prompt. We know we have to put the chat ID, prompt, response, images, URL, and timestamp. Okay, let's close it. So we have the chat ID, and then right after the chat ID, we have, I think, the prompt. So this prompt is going to be the user message. Okay, so we're going to get it from user message dot message to string, and then we have the response. This is going to come from the assistant message. Okay, and then after that we have what? Let's go through it. We have images, URL, and then we have timestamp. Okay, so here we have images URL, which is coming from either of these messages. Okay, so it's going to come from user message because all of them are the same. Okay, and then here we need to have a timestamp. Okay, so timestamp is going to be datetime.now. So this is going to be the model for the chat history. Once we do that, now we just need to put this inside the box of the chat history. Okay, now down here, let's again await, and then chat history box dot put under that chat ID. You are going to put this chat history. All right, great. And then right after this, we need to close the box. Okay, down here, let's close the box. Now here we just need to close the message box, and then that's all we need to do. Okay, now all we have to do is to call this method. Okay, now we come back where we supposed to call it, which is here. So here, let's call, so this loading, let's cut it from here. Let's put it on top here. You should stop loading once it's done, and then here we can call our save messages to DB. Okay, let's bring this down, close it, then close it. Or maybe even better, let's cut this and put it below here, and then I'll wait for this. Okay, just make sure it's even saved. Here we need to put async keyword. Okay, now this chat ID is going to come from this chat ID. Okay, so it's like that. Great. Now we are saving the message, and then one other thing before we test it, this button, let's not allow them to send while it's thinking. Okay, we want it to finish. That's when they can send a new message. So to do that, we need to, let's close what we don't need here. Let's go to the bottom chat field, and then where is that? So here where we are sending, we need to check, okay, if chat provider, so widget dot chat provider dot is loading, we want to return now. Okay, and then else, that's when we want to allow them to send. So if it is loading, we don't want them to send a message here. Okay, now also here, let's do the same on submitted. Okay, so let's do that, and else we do that. Okay, let's remove it from there. Let's put it here. Yeah, great. So now we don't allow them to send another message. Okay, until that the AI has replied. Okay, or we have an error. Okay, because if we have an error, we are setting it back to false. Okay, where is that? Here, if we have an error, we are setting it back to false. Great. Okay, now we are able to save the message. In the next video, before we even send the message, we are going to come here and then create some widgets where we need to show our saved messages. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to hot reload again to clean it up. Now let's just wait it to load. Now it's clean. If we come back here, we're going to send just one message here, hello. So we know that this message that we are sending is going to be saved because we have put the method to save the message. Okay, which is this one. Okay, now we've got the message. This should be saved. We now should call the saved message to show them here. Okay, great. So let's do that in the next video.